Hey, welcome back, welcome in. It's been a long time since I left you. Eccentric Sunshine Tarot, for those that are new, thank you so much for checking it out. If you do not want to hear me talk, definitely go down to the description box and click on the timestamp for where you would like to start listening to me. So for right now, I am going to talk a little bit about astrology. So that will also be timestamped. I have not asked in a long time. I am going to go ahead and just start saying and or asking once again for those that are a fan, if you could please give it a thumbs up, this video. That helps to spread the message. If you decide that you'd like to start hearing more readings, definitely think about subscribing. There's a little bell icon. Press that twice and you get all notifications. I was doing readings like every day, every other day, but I had started in the beginning saying I was probably going to do once a week. And that's pretty much what I've been doing here the last few weeks, about once a week. There are some things that are getting ready to take place, astrologically speaking, have been taking place, astrologically speaking, that are major. And we have just come off of last weekend, as we go into yet another major weekend. I'll tell you why in a minute. And so I just want to talk about all of that. There's a reason I didn't do a video during that time. I went away for the weekend, first of all. That was necessary, both spiritually and just emotionally, which the two are not separate to me, but then also work and life and all the things. So, astrology. Over the last week, the sun has officially moved into Aries. That was on the 20th, which was also the astrological new year. Mercury went direct that same day. You then had the Sun-Neptune conjunction, which acts like a wonderful cosmic filter, dissolving old illusions to see the truth of what needs to be left behind. The sun, to accomplish this, sets the spark, if you will, demanding movement, forward movement, not going backwards. It's never about going backwards. And then the Neptune influence of like this righteous spirit warrior, which then lifts, or I should say, which then the pause that you probably felt like you were in because of Mercury retrograde is lifted because Mercury has gone direct. And the feel of this sudden rush as a result of all this, essentially triggering fight or flight to the nervous system, is telling you or trying to get you to really dive into what needs to be left behind and what do you carry with you. So then we have today, God, what is today? The 27th. So on the 25th, 2 days ago, we had the sun conjunct Saturn, and Saturn being, the sun conjunct Saturn on the 25th. So if today's Friday, the 27th here in the Southeast United States, then on Wednesday, the 25th, right? Yeah. Sun conjunct Saturn, as Saturn is also moving into its position of sextiling with Pluto. And I'll get into that in a minute. For the sun and Saturn, this is a bit of like a reality check moment for you. But with both sun and Saturn in Aries, it's potentially feeling like that said reality check is moving all things 100 miles an hour. Like an aha moment of like a semi-truck. In spite of the aha moment that hits you like said semi-truck or freight train, potentially, you could look at this conjunction as the perfect time period to commit to a long-term goal, giving you the discipline to actually sit down and do the work necessary. But yes, at the same time, you can feel intense, and you may even have a lot of negative self-talk, like intense emotions, and feel like you're not speaking kindly to yourself if you're not careful. And you should definitely take care here right now, today, for the stories you tell yourself are the ones that you're going to believe the most. And then fast forward, and we have, and I'm going to talk even more about this, but I'm going to highlight it just for a second. You have Saturn and Pluto sextiling tomorrow. And I should say that this is good news, even if it doesn't quite feel like it today. And it's good news because there's substance and there's power. So Saturn, your substance, is your structure. And Pluto is the transformational power. So the hard work that you're doing through Saturn and its movement in Aries, like, go time. It's go time. But all this hard work right now isn't just temporary. It's very foundational. And then Pluto by itself can be scary because of death and rebirth. Again, transformational power. And I do think that we're going to see this card in this reading, the Death card, or 10 of Swords, or the World card. Something that absolutely, there's going to be a major, the reading, I feel it. Maybe it comes out in the clarifiers, but I don't know. I feel like it's going to be major. Who it's going to be major for, we'll see. But anyway, the sextile itself between Pluto and Saturn is actually harmonious. It's telling the story and it's making it so. Making it so like the old and outdated people and beliefs and systems are being replaced by the new, more resilient and empowered. Knowing that, however, doesn't do you really any good unless there's like just a little bit of advice, right? Unsolicited. But coming out of last weekend and moving quickly into this weekend and next week, getting there in a second, that full moon in Libra on April 1st. For those that are kind of feeling this fear, maybe anxiety, unsure, unsettled, uncertain. If you're feeling stuck even, the advice is, especially right now, acknowledge the fear. Whatever the fear is, aloud. You need to say it out loud. I see you. And then thank it. Thank your fear for doing its job and keeping you safe. Because that's what fear is. It's a part of you that is trying to keep you safe. And then treat your fear as a protective friend rather than an enemy, so that it moves with you versus stopping you in your tracks. Because that's the shadow side of fear. Everybody has fear. We're all afraid of something, right? But the shadow side is that you get stuck in it and you look at it as separate from you or like an enemy, instead of seeing it as a part of you and something that is trying to just help protect you. And when you acknowledge it, when you call it out, when you name it, when you think it, then it actually settles down. It's easier said than done, but once you actually practice this, when you put these things into practice, you'll see it is actually just as easily done. That said, I think we need to look at this from moon's perspective, whatever your moon is, okay? And I'm not going to go through every sign of the moon. Instead, I'm going to go like through the groups. And we should use the 5-second rule regardless of your moon. When you are feeling these things, this uncertainty, this fear, that could be major for you or could be less and non-existent for someone else. But if you're feeling it, use the 5-second rule. Count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it slowly. Put some space in between those numbers. And then do a physical action, like a 2-minute walk. Or a 2-minute like stand and like move your hips around and dance in place, whatever. Whenever you decide that you need to do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then move for 2 minutes. Just get into the movement. 2 minutes. That being said, once you've done that, to take into consideration for moons and earth, all right, other tools to add to the 5-second rule. Earth sign, Earth moons. Okay. So that's Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Create a done it list. Yep. Done it. Write down 3 tiny things that you handled during the day of when you're doing this. Because your safety, your internal safety is going to come from seeing your own competence. Okay. For moons, air signs, an air sign moon, which is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Yes. Name it to tame it. Like, write it down and name it aloud. Whatever the fear is, you need this. You need to externalize it. That is important for an air sign. Okay. Moons in water. Spend 5 minutes journaling about how you feel without the judgment. That's why this is a tool. Okay. And for those with fire, go back to that 5-second rule. Yep. Because you are fire. So moons in water, by the way, that's Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Moons in fire, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Very important right now. So 5-second countdown, and then do a physical activity for 2 minutes. And this is how you work with your internal, because it is that moon that is going to rule how you are reacting during this time. Okay. Just simple little things. Try them. In general, remember that everything is working to help you move forward and in your favor. Write that down too. It'll be helpful. Put it on a sticky note. Put it in the mirror. Everything is working to help you move forward and in your favor. Okay, that is not toxic positivity. I am not telling you that, oh my God, everything's going to be rainbow and sunshines, because it's not. It's saying that even the dark stuff, even the lows, even the uncertainty is to move you where you need to. So long as you're working with the energy. Don't try to go against it. I was actually talking to my person the other day, and I said, it's funny, like, I have come to realize more and more for me, so I don't know if this would be helpful for you, but I am most exhausted after and during and after I have tried to fight the emotions that I'm feeling. It is that opposition that is so exhausting. It is that trying to keep myself from doing the thing that needs to be done. That is more exhausting than just doing the thing. But that's for me. So anyway, what else? Okay, Saturn, Sextile, Pluto, just a little more on this. So it is tomorrow for those in this hemisphere. And I don't know where you are on your time thing, but tomorrow for me, March 28th, 2026, Saturn sextiles Pluto. That's Aries and Aquarius transits. Okay, because Pluto's in Aquarius or going into Aquarius. Saturn is in Aries. So this marks the potential for harmonious, I said earlier, this is a harmonious time, or should be, but harmonious restructuring of power systems, both in society and in your personal life. This means, since it's marking this restructuring, this is the cosmic green light to rebuild your life, period, with greater strength, integrity, authenticity, and importantly, sustain it. It's sustainable. That's what this is right now. This is the sustainable, like, longevity. What you do right now is the seed. It sets the stage, the foundation, period. And then next week, April 1st, we have the full moon in Libra. And this is finding the balance in relationships as well, harmonious. It's a pink moon, ruled by Venus, Libra and Venus. They get along. Libra is Venus. Bringing tenderness and magnetic energy for healing and setting healthy boundaries. And this, therefore, is an ideal time to also, funny enough, negotiate contracts and settle disputes. So if you were going through a split of some sort and it has been a struggle to figure out what the next steps are or how to do the things or how to say the things so that way you can just move on with your lives, whether it be work, family, a marriage, relationship, whatever. You should be able to settle this and take your next step into your future path with a little more ease at this time. Now, for those during this time that are not feeling this harmonious, positive substance and power and the love of Venus as we get into this full moon, get closer and closer. If you're feeling off kilter instead during this time, when you should feel lighter, this is Saturn and the moon illuminating feelings, highlighting a need for harmony. So it may not be harmonious, but it's telling you there's a need for harmony. This is the shadow side. If you're not feeling lighter, you're in your shadow side of this energy. And that's okay. Shadow side is good because that's telling you something. For those that are not feeling so great, it could be telling you, where chapters should be closed. And the full moon is a good time to do that because that's what the full moon is about. It's about closing out cycles so that you can go into the new. We get this opportunity once a month at least. And I mention that now because, everything is not doom and gloom if you don't do the things right here, right now. But with the way that the planets are moving and lining up, because I think I mentioned this before, April, there will be a 7-planet lineup, all in Aries. I mean, like, major. But because of that, this is an unprecedented time this year, 2026, which is a 1, the beginning of a whole new chapter. We just left the 9 year, right? So this is the new, this is the starting point, the foundation of how, for many of us, the rest of our lives are going to look like. For some, it's the next 20 to 30 plus years. Either way, it's a long time. So what you do now, the seeds that you have been planting, that internal work you were doing in Pisces, Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, all of this work that you've been doing the last 14 years that probably seemed like, did it even go that quickly? How has it been 14 years, depending on your situation? All of that was to do the action necessary now. And if you fight it, if you refuse it, the universe is going to push you in a direction regardless. What direction is where you can work with the energy? Are you going to repeat the cycle of the last 14 years? If that's what you want, then great. If you don't want to evolve, okay. But that means that things are going to come onto your path that are going to try and force you to evolve anyway. You're going to repeat the same cycle, but potentially with hardships that you could avoid. Whereas you can work with the energy and look back, and say, yeah, okay, I did this. I did all this introspection. I did all these feeling work, emotional work about this, spiritual work about that. And here it is. And it's like, it's go time. What are you going to do? Are you going to sit down and just say, nah, I'm not doing it? Good luck. Because that means something else is going to happen. And you're not going to, my intuition says Spirit says, you won't like that. Moving forward is necessary. Pacing yourself is also necessary, but moving forward is necessary. And right now, with all this Aries energy, there is a step that you need to take. There is an action that is necessary for you right here, right now, in order to pace yourself. So anyway, all right, that's where we're at with astrology. 20 freaking minutes. Y'all are going to hate me. Oh, I am so sorry. Okay, so I've been shuffling the oracle. We're going to get into oracle now. We're going to see what Spirit has to say. What story can we get? The trickster. I think that's quite appropriate to lead the reading. And I have a feeling, like I said, the death card, I think we're going to see the Fool. I'll explain in a minute. I want one more because we're only going to do these cards. I felt like the need to go back to a little native spirit oracle grounding. Anything else? Or you? Oh, no, that was too many. Now, what's funny is I was going to do a reading yesterday or day before. That's too many. And the trickster came out first. Oh my gosh. Vision quest, owl medicine. So there is something that you're supposed to be seeing right now, and I think that's gonna... All right. Walking in beauty. So we've got the trickster and walking in beauty. We're gonna see what happens. And on white buffalo again. I'm taking it. I'm just gonna read you the card meanings because this is gonna set the stage. This is gonna set the stage for the reading. So, walking in beauty. Let's go with trickster. Yes, first. Duh. Card meaning. Things are not as they seem. Something that seems bad may in fact be good, and vice versa. Don't take everything at face value. Look beneath the surface. This card encourages you to try to find humor or gentle amusement in seemingly difficult situations. It also encourages you to have irrepressible fun. Step out of the mold. Now, I actually do want to read you a little bit about the native spirit for this card in particular, because the trickster can be seen as something bad. The coyote can be seen as something bad. In a lot of traditions, however, this is the representation of the true God, physical, made manifest. And the trickster, the coyote, is not always bad. And in fact, it is absolutely purposeful to move things along to where they should be moving. It's up to you what you do with that. And so it can feel like a trick. It can feel like a test even. But your native spirit wants you to know, in indigenous traditions, there is the concept of the tricksters. In Native American traditions, the trickster is often depicted as a wild coyote, but sometimes this trickster is a human called Heyoka. Heyoka? There is a light-hearted, fun aspect of the trickster, but there's also the caution to tread carefully because things are not always as they seem. Be discerning. What appears to be a good opportunity may in fact not be. The wonderful aspect of this card, choosing you, is that it offers the opportunity to step out of the old, outmoded ways of perceiving yourself. You are your own trickster in that sense. The trickster allows you to see yourself in an entirely new way and asks you to step out of old routines and habits that might be keeping you stagnant. Remember, the good may not be great, but the bad may be amazing. That is the trickster. And please take those words for not literal. Okay? That's romanticizing a little bit. Yes, yes. Walking in beauty. Radiant beauty surrounds you. You're beautiful, inside and out. No matter what your age, your grace is growing, being in balance. As you walk in beauty and feel gratitude for it, your life will be filled with immense splendor. Whenever you can, spend time in natural wild spaces. As you see and hear and feel beauty around you, your own beauty will grow. I think this is definitely talking to someone who has not been seeing themselves in the most positive light. Remember what I said for the astrology, or for those that didn't watch the astrology portion, if you went ahead and clicked on the timestamp for Oracle, right now could be a time where you are having some more negative self-talk, and that is probably, I have a note here somewhere actually. Yeah, you could be feeling some intense, like negative self-talk, and if you're not careful, that can take over. But this is a time period where you need to work with the energy and see this harmonious opportunity with Saturn and Pluto sextiling, with the full moon coming next week in Libra, and then work with your moon to face this shadow energy if you're not talking to yourself very well, which I feel like based on these cards that might be the case. The white buffalo, I should have done that. All right, this card, if I can pick up the book, its meaning: abundance and security are flowing into your life. All things are possible. Balance and harmony prevail. You may be called upon to stand up for others, but you can do this because you have the support of many beings in the spirit realm. So you are protected, as much as it doesn't feel like it for whoever this message is for. You are a beautiful soul. And if you're feeling or thinking otherwise, it is because you are tricking yourself right now. You're doing that. And you have the opportunity to, again, bring yourself out of it. That said, we are going to do the traditional, we're going to use the, I think it's actually called, I don't know why I can't remember anything. Traditions, tarot tradition. It's Tarot of Traditions. I'll be all right. We're going to use this as our foundational spread, and I'm just asking Spirit for whoever is supposed to hear this message. I'm hearing that there is some encouragement that is needed. Someone is needing some cheerleading right now for whatever it is, whatever action it is that you need to take. You need some cheerleading. You need to know that you are protected. Everything isn't as it seems. Everything isn't as, fear is not something to be feared. Fear is something to be, well, to befriend as you step forward. Again, if you didn't listen to the, that didn't work, the astrology portion, I suggest you do. It's 20 minutes. You can spare 20 minutes. Oop, that didn't work either. All right. I think that's telling me. One more this way. How about that? Okay. So what do you think? I think we're going to see the Death card. Perhaps the Ten of Swords. The World. The Fool. Do you think we'll also see Libra? Do you think we'll see Justice? And if at any point any of this resonates with you, leave a comment. Tell me how astrology, the astrology, how it's impacting you right now. Tell me what's going on. All right. Spirit, for whoever is allowed to hear this message, we have the Devil and Judgment. Ooh, that is some heavy, you are definitely coming out of the dark. I feel chains are being, I can't show everything, are being, it is decision time. Are you going to stay in the old, chained, why did I hear that? Chained to your circumstance? Or are you going to come into the light? Because judgment is calling you from the dark into the light. From the dark cave out into the world of light. This is a massive change. Massive change. Watch what I say. Could be dealing with a Capricorn. You could be a Capricorn. King of Pentacles. Definitely could be a Capricorn. Earth sign. Masculine energy. Or this could be someone who is responsible for, like you could be a boss, manager. You could have, you're the one that's the patriarch of the family. You pay the bills. You make sure things get done. You are leaving that behind, I heard. Walking forward, walking away. Masculine energy, or Seven of Cups, Eight of Cups, and Seven of Cups. Like, I heard walk, like the opportunity of a lifetime. Like, you're walking towards the opportunities. You're walking towards the opportunities. Whoa, too many. Thank you. Eight of Cups to Seven of Cups. Like, the world is your oyster, is what I'm hearing, you know, and you're saying that's the direction I'm going. Trusting your intuition. That's your choice. For somebody, I mean, like, that's what I heard initially. Okay, so you've made a decision. You're walking towards it. You're trusting your gut. You're like, what's that saying? Walk by faith, not by sight, right? Like, that's what I heard initially with this, okay? From that Eight of Cups to the Seven of Cups to this Two of Swords. And then I heard sidebar for someone or a couple of someone's. You're blocking yourself or trying to. But this is definitely about a choice. Definitely a decision. The Devil to the Judgment. And for someone, that Devil and the Judgment, it's a fear thing. It's a fear thing. You fear you're doing something wrong by taking this action? No, maybe. The King of Cups, this is definitely for a masculine energy. Masculine does not necessarily correlate to, like, gender, okay? It's just the energy. Deep feelings, emotions. For some of you, you could be dealing with two people because of that Two of Swords. I don't think that's what this is. I think this is a matter of, there's the Five of Swords. This is definitely a conflict, a score to settle, but I think, like, you've settled it. A score to be settled. You're letting your heart lead you at this time. That might be the conflict for you. That's way too many. Because you have on both sides of that King of Cups, whoa. On both sides of the King of Cups, yeah. Page of Swords, the Chariot. I'm going to do it anyway. Like, this fear, it's learning, like, I don't think that makes sense. Learning to walk while you crawl, but you're going anyway with the Chariot. Or you're moving forward anyway. This is definitely taking action, forward movement. But that King of Cups with the Two of Swords and then the Five of Swords, you know, those end caps here, it may not, for someone who is the King of Pentacles, like, used to being the rock, the foundation, to walk away or to move forward to to the world. The world is opening up in a way that you never even imagined. or is going to open up in a way for you that you never even imagined. This may feel so unnatural, but you're trusting your heart to guide you here. And that is not logical for this person. That is not logical. And then the Page of Swords, which is kind of representation of that fear, and moving forward anyway, like looking behind, ready to strike, you know, ready to slash that sword if necessary. Looking around, watching things, could be the stalker. All right, I gotta take it. 4 of Cups and 3 of Cups. You're not feeling worthy of this. Sorry. I have sticky notes everywhere. That's my life. But whoever this is not feeling worthy, there is this sense of stuckness, but I don't, it's not stopping you. It's not stopping you. This, let's see, is it? I don't think it's stopping you. With the 8 of Cups and the Chariot here, I mean, this is forward movement, walking, moving. Yeah, 6 of Wands. It's not stopping you. You're doing the thing. And there's a victory here. I mean, regardless of how you feel, and that could be the devil energy as a whole. That negative self-talk, not feeling worthy, walking in beauty, needing to remember, white buffalo, harmonious, here's your sign, the trickster, devil energy. You've got, I just talked about this today. Yep, I sure did. You got to work with this shadow. That's a shadow side of everything. You've got to work with it versus against it. This feeling of exhaustion, like nothing is making sense. You know, are you really going to do this? Are you really going to quit your job? Are you really going to leave that relationship? Are you really going to stop being friends with this person? You know, are you really going to buy this new car? It could be something like that. Yeah, 9 of freaking Cups. 6 of Wands, 9 of Cups. Yeah. It's what you wanted. It's what you wanted. I just heard, I don't know why, but I just heard this is not a game. This is life. This is life. And you only get one shot. Whoa. This is life. You only get one shot. And 3 of Wands. You know this. You already made the choice. You see it. You saw it a long time ago. You saw how it was going to turn out. What is the it? We need to get to that. You need some cheerleading. Yep. Yeah, you knew. High Priestess. You knew. Your intuition has been guiding you all along. Spirit has been with you all along. You are protected. Anything. There's the moon. Full moon in Libra coming up. Anything, April 1st. Remember that, April 1st. Anything that has been holding you back, you are breaking free of it. This is the time, as I said that. 6 of Swords and Justice. I told you. Libra full moon. I'm loving this. Whoa. 5 of Pentacles. You are so uncertain. Whoa. That's way too many. Lovers. King of Wands. We'll see. If it's meant to come back out, it will, I promise. Without fail. The Five of Pentacles. We'll clarify that, but I'm not worried about it because it might be how you feel or what you're worried about even. That could be part of the fear. Like, how hard is this going to be? It can still be hard, but hard, again, it's kind of like fear. Hard doesn't necessarily equate to bad. Yeah? I mean, that's still Five of Pentacles. It's not what you think it is. To the Six of Pentacles. See, there's your sign. So the Five of Pentacles to the Six of Pentacles. This is actually moving you forward in abundance and fairness, which is also a minor for justice. Minor arcana. Saw the scales, right? Scales. You have to be sure. Whoa. Ten of Swords. And I'm not taking it because it didn't flip out, but I saw it. Wow. You have to be sure. The Queen of Wands and the Three of Swords. This is a healing energy. This is your sign. We're going to clarify that too. Queen of Swords and a Queen of Swords. The Queen of Wands, Seven of Swords. Yeah. Goodbye. Whatever it is, I'm out. And that could be that could be how you know that you're healed, because you see, Two of Swords are being left. Three of Swords are in one and two are in another. So this is carrying what has hurt you. Yes. Decision being made, trusting your intuition, carrying what's hurting you and leaving the rest behind. Carrying everything. You take what you can carry and you leave the rest behind. Now's not the time for peace. Rest. So that Two of Swords and that Two of Swords, that's like a Four of Swords, which is a rest. Now's not the time. That's from the 3 to the 7. It's go time. Anything else on this main spread, Spirit? Because I want to clarify. Oh, the Four of Pentacles came out. I didn't even see that. I don't know where it goes. But that's kind of hilarious. 4, 5, 6. Anything else for this main message? Because I want to clarify. No. Okay. Might use this again in a second. I'm going to say that. I'm going to shuffle. Sorry. So, for the person watching that might be uncertain, because if you're watching tarot, you're probably uncertain about something. People, place, thing, pick your noun. Could be a job, could be a relationship. I say it could be a job because that King of Pentacles out the gate. And you have 5 of Pentacles and 6 of Pentacles. I think this is a relationship because it's a hell of a lot of cups. But you also have swords. What we do not have a lot of is wands. We have the 3 of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Right? Yeah. Now, the funny thing about wands is they are used. Oh no, we have 6 of Wands, that one's good. I mean, they're all good. It's all, again, it's about how you use it. Wands can be used in other suits. So like the 6 of Swords, technically speaking, it's a wand that is being used to move the boat forward. There's a word for that, and I can't remember. The 8 of Cups person is walking with a wand. Yeah. All right. I think that is good. One more the other direction. Now, what I want to clarify for you, the devil and the judgment. The devil and the judgment. I think this is you tricking yourself. And it's breaking from the trains, maybe. Breaking from the chains, going into the new life. Can you tell me, Spirit? Can you clarify this devil and the judgment? Anything to support that? The devil and the judgment. Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So for somebody, it could be that you could have both. You could have both, but because that Judgment is very airy. I don't know if it actually is represented by an air. Like Justice is Libra, but I think Judgment is Sag. No? Maybe that's Temperance. But that would be funny because you have Queen of Pentacles with the Queen of Swords. I want to find out now because I don't remember these things. It's fine. All right. It could also be someone with that King of Pentacles. A choice between two people. I say that because we do have that Three of Cups later. What? Flipping. Queen of Wands now comes into the mix. Maybe not. Maybe this is something different. It didn't pop out, but so the Eight of Cups, Spirit, Eight of Cups to the Seven of Cups, opportunity. Seven of Swords, opportunity. That arrow in this deck, that aims true. And he's ready. The King of Cups. Three of Wands, which is right above the Three of Wands. You're ready. You're ready. I feel like there's something about timing here. I'll tell you, I'll explain, but I think there's something about timing here. Page of Swords, the Chariot, Four of Cups to the Three of Cups to the Six of Wands. Everything you want. Timing. Five of Wands. But this Five of Wands is very different. They're not, this isn't conflict. They're playful. They're doing like a, what's it called? The maypole. I think that's the right term. Celebrating the going into spring. That is literally now. So we just had that, the equinox on the 20th. Okay, timing. And there's the Fool. Starting a new journey. And there's a fox, also often called a trickster. I said if it didn't come out in the main spread, it would come out in the clarifying. Timing. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Someone has been waiting for the right time to make a move, to make the next step. The time is now. The harvesting is beginning. Okay. The Fool, this new chapter, you got to go. Yep. Eight of Cups. You got to go. So you got to go and the Eight of Cups pops out. This is your sign. Goddess, God's universe. Clarify this Five of Pentacles into the Six of Pentacles. Why the Five of Pentacles? This is what brings the person out of the cold into balance. Clarify that, please. The Five of Pentacles. That's it? No. Ace of Wands. Yeah, I mean, it's the new opportunity. It's the brand new and right under the Fool. I'm clarifying this right under the Fool. Five of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Fool. Ace of Wands. So what's the Three of Swords for this Queen of Wands? I said healing energy. Do I have that right? Into the Seven of Swords. I said, taking what you can carry, leaving the rest behind. This Three of Swords for the Queen of Wands. Three of Swords for the Queen of Wands. Judgment. There's your Judgment. Again. I think this has to do with that self-talk. And Temperance. The balance. That is, I swear, it's the healing. This is the harmonious time, the sextiling, Saturn and Pluto. I don't know why I'm seeing that for this card, but I do. Your structure and your transformation. Structure and transformation. You have Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Structure and transformation. Knight of Wands, Page of Swords again, and Nine of Pentacles. Definitely timing. Harmonious. Finding the balance. Knight of Wands, Page of Swords, and Nine of Pentacles. Moving forward. That Knight of Wands is traveling also in a boat. Page of Swords. Ready, but moving. Nine of Pentacles. Higher self, I heard. And there's an Ace of Swords, yeah. This is your sign. This is your start over. Queen of Cups. So you've got Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. King of Cups, Queen of Cups. Now you have Queen of Wands and Queen of Swords. I think this is definitely, if it's about a personal, like a love relationship, intimate love relationship, I'd say this is your person and you guys are finding balance. Six of Pentacles. And I mean, we're just repeating now over and over and over again. Yet again. Balance. Fairness. Reciprocity. You have the Fool. For some, you have Seven of Swords twice. For some, I think this is absolutely, there's the Moon again twice. This time period. I think you've already gone through the transformation and it's just that green light. Page of Pentacles. Yeah. The Moon and the Page of Pentacles is a very wistful kind of. Oh. There's death. Ah! I said, I think you've already gone through the transformation and there's the Death card. Because you had the Fool come out first. So I think this is the transformation then is what I'm hearing. Four of Wands on the bottom. Five of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles on top. I mean, this is... It's a whole new life. A whole new life. A whole new life. That Death card after that Page of Pentacles is like... It's a whole new life, all right. And there's the Six of Cups. Lean in. That's what I heard. Lean in. You don't get to just lay around and do nothing anymore. I'll show you why I said that. Yep, Six of Wands again. All right, I'm done. And the Devil and the Knight of Pentacles. Getting right. Getting right. I'll tell you why I said you don't get to lay around and just do nothing anymore. See this Page of Pentacles. Da 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 da. Nothing, right? Like, oh, so lovely. I just want to lay here and just think and be and do nothing. Nope. Wild horses. Twister. This is it. This is it. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? So I want the final advice, Spirit, the final advice for the person watching this. What is the final advice? Because the transformation is happening, has happened, is happening. There's the Fool card, 10 of Pentacles. And this is the end of family systems, of tradition. This is definitely about legacy and what you're leaving behind for the future generations. But that comes from having done all the other things first. So now it's time to move to the next chapter. You can't leave a legacy behind unless you're moving forward. The advice, 10 of Pentacles. What's the advice, Spirit? The Hierophant. For some, this could be marriage. Could be, I heard, take the plunge. Queen of Swords again. This is a matter of fact energy. Sitting in your truth. Absolutely sitting in your truth. An end of family systems. Something with marriage. 5 of Cups, Page of Cups, Ace of Wands, and the Magician. Yeah, sitting in your truth. It's time to make it happen. You can, both can be true. You can mourn the loss. But the other 2 cups, you know, saying goodbye, saying hello. Ace of Wands and the Magician. This is a brand new life. One that you worked for, one that you manifested. Anything else, Spirit? And there's the King of Swords. You now have every match but the King of Wands. This is your true match. Whoever you're going through this with, there's your King of Wands. Yeah. Doing the work together. It's 3 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. That's what eases the burden. 2 of Cups. This is your mirror. This is your mirror. Whatever's going on, lean into it. If you have a partner already, this is, you're finding the balance with each other. You've been moving kind of like at different paces throughout whatever this journey is, and it looks like it's now starting to catch up. The universe is not giving you an opportunity anymore. And I think with that Queen of Swords having come out first, I was like sitting in your truth, sitting in your power, right? And then the King of Swords again, you know, to match that. Somebody's going to say something also. Somebody's going to say something. You're not going to have a choice. I think someone is about to perhaps tell you, or you are going to tell them, it's shit or get off the pot. You're either going to go or you're going to get left behind. This transformational energy tells me that either the person who's saying that's their transformation. They're no longer staying quiet. Yeah. And or it's you. And then here is what you have, this 10 of Cups energy. Nine of Cups, 10 of Cups, Magician, 2 of Cups. There's that Knight of Pentacles again. You have a match for every, all the queens, all the kings, right? We had cups, we had swords, we had earth, we have fire. Yeah. Empress, emperor energy in that sense. But anything else, I feel like it's either, yeah, 9 of Cups again. I said 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups, and here's another 9 of Cups. The Sun. Justice on the bottom. So Libra full moon. Ooh. Libra full moon. Right now until then, if you're feeling uneasy, if you're feeling unsettled, work with your moon energy. I'm going to go ahead and tell you this now at the end of the video, just like I did in the astrology. For moons and fire signs, if you are feeling unsettled right now, do the 5-second rule. So count out loud, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then do a physical activity for like 2 minutes. Moons and Earth, create a done it list. Write down 3 tiny things that you handled today, that you completed. Your safety will come from seeing your own competence, okay? Moons in air, name it to tame it. Write it down and name it aloud. And there's the dog. Moons in water, spend 5 minutes journaling about how you feel without judgment. Be open, be honest, be clear, be kind to yourself. That is the key right now. That is your balance. That is your love for self and love with another. And I think if you two are doing this together, whatever whatever the journey is that you're on, you are going to find that this is the most transformational time of your lives. This is where everything old gets left behind and everything new starts to begin. As is spring. As is spring. This is absolutely timing. Someone is either going to move with the energies and the shifting of everything, or they are going to get left behind. That is something very clear to me. So it's a long reading. Haven't done one in a week. If you stuck it out to the end, thank you. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what resonates and what doesn't. Let me know what you'd like to see more of. I've used some cards that I haven't used in a while. If there's other decks that you see when I do readings that you like and that you want to see more of, let me know. And with that said, happy Saturn, Pluto, Sextile, and I will talk to you, fingers crossed, before the Libra new moon so we can have a really good read on what to expect. Okay? Happy weekend too.